In an unseen world, woven intricately into the fabric of our reality, a tender soul moves silently. These are the empaths, known for their profound ability to perceive the nuances of the emotional climate around them. Empaths are the healers, the listeners, and often the silent carriers of others' burdens. Yet beyond this perceptive gift lies a tangled web of struggles that rarely basks in the spotlight of understanding. Today, we delve into the heart of this silent odyssey, laying bare the seldom discussed tribulations that line the path of those who feel the world with an intensity unknown to most. As we venture through these revelations, we will confront the 12 hard truths that accompany the life of an empath. Truths about the emotional weight they carry, the relational entanglements they endure, the inner conflicts they navigate, and the social intricacies they must unravel. This is not merely an exposition, it's an invitation into an honest and open discourse about the shadows that dance quietly behind the empath's light. For those who find resonance in these words, know that you're not alone in this journey. The challenges we're about to explore are shared silently by many, and understanding them can be the first step in transforming empathic sensitivity from a silent struggle into a source of profound strength. Dark truth. Number 1. Absorbing pain. The life of an empath blooms in a garden where others' pains grow like thorns amidst roses, and they, like dutiful gardeners, tend to each one with a bleeding selflessness. This empathic absorption is not merely an emotional echo, but a transmutation of someone else's despair into their own psychic flesh. The pain of a friend, the sorrow of a stranger, the collective anguish of the world, these are not just observed by the empath, but lived, felt on a cellular level, manifesting as an overwhelming accumulation of emotional baggage that was never meant to be part of their own voyage. Dark truth. Number 2. Decision paralysis. Within the soul of an empath lies a vast, turbulent ocean of foresight, a place where the emotional consequences of every choice ripple out toward the horizon. With every potential decision, empaths stand at the crossroads of countless possible futures, each echoing with the laughter or weeping that could follow in its wake. This extraordinary perception is a heavy mantle that can immobilize the very spirit it's meant to guide, as the fear of causing hurt sends empaths into the quicksand of indecision, leaving them caught in the web of what could be rather than what is. Dark truth. Number 3. Burnout from overgiving. It is the curse of the empath's heart that, like a candle burning at both ends, they give of themselves with a light that cannot last. Their natural inclination is a torrential outpour of care, compassion, and concern, flooding the lives of those around them while their own well runs dry. This relentless overgiving can lead them into a soul-scorching burnout, a place where fatigue blankets the mind, the body wilts, and the spirit grows too weary to soar. For the empath, the flicker of their flame becomes a silent distress signal, a beacon of the need to nourish themselves amidst the siege of their unbound generosity. Dark truth number 4. Attracting toxic relationships. Even as dusk settles upon the heartscape with a hushed whisper, empaths stand as lighthouses guiding troubled ships to their shores. It is within this luminescence that a somber irony unfurls. Empaths, by nature compassionate and nurturing, inadvertently beckon the very relationships that leach their vibrant essence. These toxic entanglements arrive disguised as soul connections, drawing near with a veneer of intimacy that belies their true intent. Narcissists and manipulators, cunning artisans of emotional thievery, ensnare the empath in an intricate dance, spinning webs that blur lines of control and care. In this ominous ballet, the empath's light is drained droplet by droplet, as if by the gentle kiss of a spectral lover, leaving them dimmed and hollowed, yet all too often unaware of the spirited heist unfolding in the shadow of their boundless generosity. Dark truth number 5, loss of self in others. Trapped within the reflection of another's eyes, empaths can spiral into a realm of mirage where their own image is lost to them. As they traverse the labyrinth of other people's lives, empaths scatter fragments of their identity along paths paved with someone else's needs and woes. The proclivity to resonate with the vibrations of another's fears and joys blends the empath's sense of self into the surrounding emotional landscape, a chameleon soul losing its colors amidst the hues of the world. This loss of self is akin to a star fading into the obscurity of pre-dawn light, its luminosity eclipsed by the impending sun that is the presence of others. As identity wanes, what remains is a phantom of who the empath once was, a silhouette eroded by the relentless tide of empathic communion. Dark truth number 6, challenging boundaries. Stretched thin like gossamer on the wind, the boundaries empaths attempt to weave between themselves and the world hover like fragile veils, only to be torn by the slightest touch of another's pain. The setting of limits is a task at odds with the empath's ingrained impulse to soothe and shield, compelling them to concede space where fortifications are needed most. Each time an empath chooses care over catharsis, their own boundaries erode a little more, spiraling them into a maelstrom of overreaching compassion. Granting solace without reservation, empaths must learn the bitter lesson that not every soul is theirs to save. To build and maintain boundaries requires both the alchemy of willpower and the bitter gall of knowing they are necessary. Defensive sigils etched in the metaphysical fabric of their being to stave off the ceaseless deluge of the world's unresolved yearnings. Dark truth number 7, the quest for solitude versus isolation. Within the empath's chamber of stillness, a quietude pervades, their solace found in the velvet drapes of aloneness that shield them from the relentless barrage of external emotions. Solitude for the empath isn't mere absence of company, it's a pilgrimage to the sanctum of their core, a place where they rekindle spirits dimmed by the world's wailing winds. Yet solitude's tender embrace often tightens into the cold clasp of isolation. Here, in the echoing solitude, empaths confront a desolate expanse, a poignant void where their own echo meets them with haunting questions. Are they seeking a momentary haven, or are they entrenching themselves in an ivory tower of disconnect, cut off from the world from which they were fashioned to heal and harmonize? Dark truth. Number 8, emotional sponge syndrome. The empath is gifted with a porous spirit, one that effortlessly soaks up the surrounding emotional hues like a thirsty canvas embracing watercolor strokes. This syndrome, a vibrant curse laced with compassionate intent, often sees the empath awash in a deluge of borrowed sentiments, emotions that erode the boundaries of self. Amidst the bleed of colors from others' hearts onto their own, empaths lose sight of where their own emotional landscape ends and another's begins. It's a tempest of feelings not born from within, but cast upon them like densely tangled vines, obscuring the clear sky of their authentic selves. Dark truth. Number 9, intuitive overload. Picture an empath as a vessel cruising the vast sea of cosmic intuition, sails unfurled, tuned to catch every whispering gust of the universe's secrets. The vessel is invigorated by the myriad tides of unseen knowledge, insights, and sensations, yet the gale of intuition can swell into a storm, transforming revelation into tumultuous waves that buffet relentlessly against the mind's edge. The onslaught of ceaseless intuitive information can leave the empath weary, their psychic senses inundated by an energetic maelstrom. Sometimes they may wish to be not the vessel, but the lighthouse, steadfast, grounded, immune to the siren call of the universe's erratic seas, yearning for the tranquility that comes with disconnection from the metaphysical tempest they cannot control. Dark truth. Number 10, misunderstanding and judgment. The empath's reality is often veiled in a mist of societal misinterpretation, their exquisite tenderness mistaken for a fragility unwelcome in a world armored in apathy. This misunderstanding cuts deeper, evolving into the judgment that to be swayed by the currents of one's heart is akin to being lost at sea without a compass. Their sensitivity, a rich fabric of intricate patterns, becomes miscolored as a weakness, and the empath, walking a tightrope between authenticity and acceptance, finds the winds of judgment seeking to unbalance their every step, challenging the very core of their intuitive self. Dark truth number 11, professional and social challenges. As an empath, navigating the corporate concrete jungles and social labyrinths is akin to being a deep-sea creature thrust into a bleached coral reef, a stark contrast to their inherent nature. In boardrooms and cocktail parties alike, the empath is bombarded with an overwhelming symphony of unspoken feelings and hidden agendas, a cacophony that penetrates their defenses to resonate with their intuitive strings. The truth of their daily grind isn't limited to tasks and small talk, but is marred by the emotional quagmires that render professional and social landscapes a minefield of discreet yet potent struggles, a relentless challenge to their innate way of being among others who don't speak the language of the soul. Dark truth number 12, identity crisis. At the core of every empath is a crucible where the struggle for self-definition rages, a fire stoked by the push and pull of their empathic gifts against the cold mold society insists they fit. This is the identity crisis that haunts their every reflection, a relentless query of how to exist in harmony with a core that society views through a myopic lens. In this internal conflict, the empath's soul is splintered, pulled between the celestial call of their inner truth and the societal decree that demands they dim their luminous difference. It is a path fraught with shadowed valleys where the light of their identity flickers and wanes under the weight of external expectations, where each step is an act of courage to claim the sovereignty of their intrinsic nature. In our journey through the shaded forests of the empath's realm, we've traversed pathways rife with barbed truths and sat within the hollows of silent struggle. Yet this very sojourn through the dark side ushers us to a vista where dawn's light whispers promises of balance and inner peace. To each soul resonating with the call of these truths, know that the complexities of your experiences weave the rich tapestry of your extraordinary existence. Indeed, empaths, you are more than the emotional burdens you bear, the relational complexities you navigate, the inner conflicts you wrestle with, and the social struggles you endure. Within you lies a resilience that calls forth the dawn after the longest night. Your sensitivity, the very source of your trials, is also the wellspring of your greatest gifts, compassion, intuition, and the capacity to heal not just others, but yourselves. Take solace in this shared understanding, for you are not wandering these shadowed halls alone. Embrace the radiance of hope and let it guide you to communities that resonate with the depth of your being. As the tapestry of shared stories unfolds, find strength in knowing that countless others stand beside you, navigating similar voyages guided by the stars of their empathic nature. I invite you to rekindle your light within the collective warmth of the Sage Snippets community, a sanctuary where support, guidance, and wisdom are the beacons that guide us to safer shores. Here, we join hands and hearts in the shared pursuit of balance, understanding, and growth. Let us forge a network that celebrates the full spectrum of our empathic journey, from the shadowed valleys to the illuminated peaks. If the whispers of these truths stirred within you a resonance, a fluttering of recognition, I encourage you to nurture this connection. Like the tender touch of a raindrop on parched earth, let your engagement with this content be the catalyst for a renewed inner blossoming. Subscribe and step into a world where your sensitivity is not just seen, but profoundly understood and valued. Like the content that speaks to your spirit, and comment with your insights so that together we may build a tapestry of connection, a network as supportive and vibrant as the empathic souls it represents. Together, let us walk the path of light through the dark and into the dawning of a shared awakening, a journey where every heart, understood and embraced, thrives in the unison of its own unique rhythm.